So we're gonna have 2 more guests tonight. The next one is a guy named Paul. He was a manager here for, gosh, I have no idea, maybe 4 or 5 years. He was here for a pretty decent amount of time. He started a little bit before Cody got hired, so I think either in 2010 or 2009. And then he was a manager for a while, even through when I was a manager. When we had 4 store locations, we had 4 managers. Cody managed the Bellevue location. I managed the West Seattle location. Paul managed the International District location, and then Gabe, who was our former general manager, managed the University District
16
location.
months on the 15th anniversary.
There we go. All right. All right, let's call up Paul. Hey, Siri, call Paul on speaker.
Just to confirm.
No, don't say his name. Yes, call him. Oh shit, I should probably turn off this music.
Mm-hmm.
Hello?
Hey, Paul.
Hey, Paul.
Hey.
All right.
How's it going?
Good. How are you doing, pal?
Yeah, pretty good.
You're
How
on
are you
live stream right now.
Oh, yes, that's right. You were on live stream.
We've told everybody, we've introduced you as former Pink Gorilla manager, Poker Face Paul. So, we're just going to talk about some old Pink Gorilla history and ask you some questions about working here and stuff, and hopefully tell some fun stories. Also, can you believe it's been 15 years?
I can't, actually. Like, I saw you post that today, I was like, wait, what?
Paul, what year did you get hired?
I got hired. When did I get hired?
Our
okay,
guess is
see,
like
I moved
2009, because Cody was hired in 2010. But I don't know if that's...
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say, I moved here in 2009, I think. And then I got hired about a year after I moved here. And I know I got hired like a little bit before Cody, so I must have been in 2010, like early 2010.
Oh, so I remember the funniest story I can remember with you, and you're a funny guy, but the funniest story I can remember from you was not actually anything you did, but it was like the situation. So I remember we just spoke with Nathan, and for some reason I remember I got the impression back then that Nathan didn't like you a lot. Can you tell us why that was? And then I have a follow-up to that.
I don't think he like hates me or anything.
No,
I think
of
we
course
get along,
not.
but, like,
No, we were
I
just
think
talking to him,
definitely-
Paul. He hates you.
Yeah, he said that.
He was like,
specifically.
"Tell Paul I
We
hate him."
We didn't even
No.
ask. He just started saying it.
Asshole. No, okay, so actually, when I first joined, so actually a little background. The way I kind of got introduced to Pink Gorilla before I started working there was that way back in the day, we had actually arcade cabinets there. And so I would come by like every lunch in between classes and, just play like shmups and stuff or whatever else was all there. And I would kind of like help run like little like meets after a certain point and like little tournaments. Like, and I got to know like Pablo because he was like big head honcho back at that time. And then at one point I just mentioned like, oh yeah, by the way, I'm looking for a job. And Pablo was like, hey, we're looking for an employee. And then we interviewed and stuff, and that worked out really cool. But so yeah, I was like really cool with Pablo at that time, and I kind of knew Gabe at that point too. But I hadn't met Nathan yet, and so I want to say I don't think it was my first day, but at least definitely within my first week of working there, Nathan came into the store. He introduces himself like, "Oh hey, I'm the owner of Pink Gorilla." I'm like, "Oh hey, cool, I'm Paul. Nice to meet you." And we'd be like big small talking crap. And then a month down the line, I'm trying to hold a shmup, sort of like beat shmup tournament thing. Or actually, no, sorry, this was for Street Fighter. We were running a tournament series at that time, and everyone there wanted to see if we can keep the store open a little bit late because like matches are kind of running a little bit long. We need to like finish the matches for the tournament. So I asked Leslie at the time, because like she was working with me and she was like the manager, like, hey, can we keep the store open late? It's like, okay, I don't have a problem with that, but you need to ask Nathan. Like, okay. Alright, so sorry. So she texts Nathan like, hey, it's okay if you keep the store open late if Paul stays here and keeps an eye on things. And then he sends a message back like, who's Paul? Like, what the fuck? I've been working here for a month, Nathan. I said hi to you.
The original thing I had heard was that one time Nathan came in because he at that point when I was working at least he wasn't in the store very often, but he came in and he saw that you had been browsing like what's it called, Shraiku, like whatever fighting game for him, Shuriken.
Oh yeah, sure you can. Damn, that second that form was still up.
Yeah. So I think he saw that and then was immediately like, he's always fucking around. Fuck Paul.
Yeah.
I got that reputation based on one time flagging off too.
Yeah, that's why you never slack off. That's why I never slack off.
Yeah. Sure, Cody.
So the reason I originally asked you that is because I think the funniest story I remember about you working here was when you finally you were doing the manager stuff, and I remember. Sorry if this is too personal. I think it's more funny than it is personal. But I remember right away, you bring up, you're like, "Hey, so I just noticed my checks seem a little low, and the salary was dictated by someone, and we came to find out later that you were being like paid less than minimum wage." I was like, we were like, wait a minute, that's not right. Obviously, you would make much more or whatever, but. I don't know.
Wait, like when they switched you over to salary?
They like made it worse.
So they switched me over to salary. I'm like, oh, cool, sick. I'm going to get this raise and shit. And I get my first paycheck, and it's like, this is smaller than my last paycheck.
What the fuck happened? I'm working more. Yeah. I just remember thinking that was so funny. I don't know.
Like the taxes just like kick in, like I don't know, like right on the threshold or something. Of like. I don't know, like next tax level.
So Paul, we just watched a video of like an old Smash Bros. Brawl tournament, and no shit, like right at the beginning of the video on YouTube, you hear, "All right, next up is Shaka S," and we're like, "Oh shit, that's got to be him, right?" That's gotta be our. Yeah, were you guys going to those tournaments together or anything? I know he's super into Smash.
No, it sounds like that was like 2008. Paul wouldn't have lived here yet.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was in way before we actually met.
Oh, okay, never mind.
But there's definitely only one Shaka S.
Yeah.
I probably see that.
That's what I figured. All right, Paul. So, well, first of all, let's ask chat if you guys have any questions for Paul. But I'm going to start with what's your best Pink Gorilla memory?
This is my best Pink Gorilla memory.
Yeah, or if you can't think of that, but you can think of your worst. I'm sure people would like to hear that too.
Okay, I don't know if it's like my best one, but kind of like the first one that pops off into my head. That was fun. Well, I can't remember if it was after PAX or after. It was after one of the cons, and we always like after the convention, we all always go out and like get food and drinks and stuff and chill. We went to this pizza place, and I don't remember exactly what happened, but like Ashley was there, and like she was like super happy, and then for some reason Cody like just we get the pizza, and Cody just pours one of the pitchers of beers all over the pizza.
This was not after a convention.
Like, hey.
This was just a random night of us drinking.
This is
But this is a great story.
This might not actually be a Pink Gorilla story. They all kind of like blend together for
Well,
me.
no, I mean, it was all Pink Gorilla people there. It was you, me. Yeah, Ashley was there. I think Gabe was there, maybe.
I think usually when you hang out, it's always like Pink Gorilla people. So I kind of like associated with like Pink Gorilla stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, so Cody poured a whole beer on a pizza because he decided he was done with it.
I thought it was funny, but Ashley didn't appreciate it. Cody thought it was funny too.
It was.
Cody almost got kicked out of the bar that night because I was trying to order a drink, and he was like, we were dating at the time. He was like hanging off of me and bothering me while I was trying to order a drink, and the bartender was like, "Do you need me to ask this guy to leave?" And I was like, "No, I'm dating him." Paul, you were part of our trivia team for a while, right?
Part of what?
The trivia team, right? Didn't you do trivia with us a couple times?
Yeah, I did a few times. I don't remember a whole lot from those because I don't think I really contributed much. I mostly just went to like drink.
That's good. All right, here's one. Here's one you can 100% answer. Favorite fighting game and character. Sexiest waifu and best fighting
How is that a
game.
Pinkarilla question?
That's just a question for Paul, because everyone knows Paul is the fighting game guy for some reason.
Yeah. Okay, favorite fighting game. I'd say probably Melty Blood, just because it was the first one I really got into. Like, that first one I, like, really took seriously. And I think it's, like, a pretty easy one to pick up, too. Like, at least compared to, like, other of those, like, anime-type fighting games, because the combos are all, like, pretty... Like, you kind of learn one combo, and it's kind of universal to all the characters. It might not be the ultimate combo, but it's, like, one you can use. And then you can kind of, like, pick the game up straightforwardly from there. Favorite character... I don't know about, like, favorite character specifically, but my favorite move in a fighting game is in Street Fighter 4. There's this character called Sea Viper, Crimson Viper. She's like a secret agent, and she fights with like these knuckles that like electrocute people.
Mm-hmm.
And her back throw is like really hilarious. She'll like grab them, she'll like jump on their head and give them a noogie, like an electric noogie. And while she's doing it, she's like calls you an idiot. So she like jumps in and is like, like she's like giving you a noogie. And like for some reason, every time I see it, it just like fucking cracks me up.
I remember.
It's like so bully, like you like give someone a noogie and you call them an idiot at the same time. The voice is really good too while she does it.
It's pretty good. I remember you and I going to Evo together. Were you there too?
Yeah.
During
Go with you guys?
Specifically, I remember the finals because we witnessed two like very legendary moments.
Oh yeah.
That I've always recalled on stream. It was the Woshige Pop Pop and the and that other guy whose controller failed in the finals, giving the other guy the opportunity to disqualify him. Yeah. That was a ton of fun. But
it was a good year for good moments.
Yeah. Well, the best part was that shit got on like ESPN as like their blooper reel or whatever.
Yeah, the Woshige thing got on ESPN.
Let's see. Oh yeah, Paul, do you have any weird customer stories? Everyone's got weird customer stories. If you need a second to think, I can tell one.
Actually, I just told the story a little while ago too. But so there was this one time two people came in. They're not regulars or anything. I only saw them this one time. But you know, there's like these two friends. They're just shopping around. This one guy has a stack of PS2 games in his hand. And so he comes up to the register. His other friend's browsing through the bargain bin, which, if you don't know what that is, that's we have a bin of just kind of random miscellaneous things he sell for $1 each. It'll be things like CD booklets or just random miscellaneous cables that go to stuff that we don't normally sell. And usually we sell them for $1 each, but honestly, most of the time, if someone's already buying stuff, like I'll just let them have it.
Mm-hmm.
But so, anyways, guy's checking out, and then another friend comes up with his stack of games in his bargain bin, and I'm like, okay, cool, I'll check you out. Just give me a second here. Another friend hands me money. I'm about to hand him back his change, and then like while I'm kind of going through the cash register, the other friend just like bolts out the door with like a handful of CD cases and just like random cables. I don't remember what the hell else he had. Like,
but just stuff from the bargain
From
bin.
the bargain bin?
Yeah, just the stuff from the bargain bin. And his friend is just like, he like both just like look out the door like dumbfounded. And his friend's like, dude, I'm sorry. And I had like 50 cents in change or something, and I'm just like, I'm keeping this. Yeah, I was like, okay, yeah. Well, it's just so stupid, because like if you just ask, like, hey, like, can you give me a deal this or whatever, I do just take it. Like, I don't care. It's bargain bin stuff. You're already buying some games, it's cool.
Jeez.
So, Paul, you were the manager of the ID store for a while when we were sort of doing like the one manager per store thing, right?
Yeah, well, I think
You and I worked together.
I don't think I was
at
ever really
Bellevue
like
for a
manager of
while.
like a specific store. I think by the time I was manager, it was just, we were sort of just doing like, we just had banners at that point, and you would just work wherever you needed. I was mostly working at the ID store at that time, I believe.
I could have swore at
But
some
I
point
would
you
still
and I
occasionally
kind of
work at
took over
TV.
the Bellevue store like together.
Yeah, definitely once Bellevue opened up, that was pretty much all me and Cody. Well, not like entirely being Cody, but yeah, we were there most of the time.
Yeah.
But that wasn't for at least a little bit later after I became manager, I thought.
Yeah. With the Bellevue store, do you remember the same thing as me? Like, I always recall, a lot of people ask why we don't have like our stuff online. I recall like the story of Bellevue. It's like kind of an interesting thing. Do you remember the same way I do? Maybe I'm crazy. I remember the store doing like, not so good at the very beginning, and then turning out to be pretty decent, actually like pretty comparable to the other stores. And then as online stuff started picking up, like it just dropped off a cliff. I remember one night you sent out the report and you had sold one energy drink for the entire day.
Paul had the famous $3 day.
$3.
Everyone had. I don't remember if that was at Bellevue, but I definitely had that day at the West Seattle store.
Yeah,
where...
you and I mean, the West Seattle store was dying too. There wasn't much you could do about it, but yeah, you had the $3 day at Bellevue, and then I think Dan had like a $0 or $5 day at the West Seattle store.
I mean, I had like a negative dollar day before, because you don't sell anything, and someone comes in with a pack of games like, "Hey, wait and give me for this." I'm like, okay, let's take a look. I think I might have sold a pack of Yu-Gi-Oh cards or something, but it ended up not countering out the trade.
People wonder why we don't have a West Seattle store anymore.
Yeah.
It's funny, Paul. Dude,
I mean, that location was hella jank, though, because I don't even know if Nathan intended really to open a store there, or if he just happened to buy a condo and there was a downstairs unit, it's like, oh, might as well open a shop here, because why not?
I get that.
Because that location was not very nice to retail.
No, not
it was in the middle of a neighborhood, basically.
Yeah, right in the middle of a neighborhood. So we were actually looking at opening, shit you not, March, April time was when we were going to do this. Opening a location in West Seattle about 20, 30 feet away from Easy Street Records. Right there on that corner where you should put a store, right?
The good part of West Seattle.
Yeah, I remember you told me about that. Yeah, I think if you were, actually in their, little shopping, California Street or whatever.
Yeah, it would work out okay.
It was fine. Yeah.
So I found a pretty decent spot there. Did I tell you what happened?
No, wait, what happened?
Okay.
I remember you talking about
Well, what happened was something called the coronavirus. So besides that, though,
okay, yeah.
ignore that. I hit up the guy. I hit up the guy who owned the building, and I was like, "Hey, I'll take it." And he goes, "Well, you were kind of an eager beaver, bro. You came up on me really quick. You know what? Would you like to pay more money?"
God.
And I was like, no. He's like, okay. I'm gonna wait around for a month, see if I get a better offer. I'm like, I'm giving you what you want, but whatever. So, that month passes by while he's waiting for a better offer. Coronavirus hits, and the West Seattle Bridge is closed, forever. Did you hear about that? The West Seattle Bridge is perma-closed. They're gonna have to rebuild it.
Perma-closed?
Yeah, they have to rebuild the bridge. It's just fucked. They have to destroy it and build a new one.
Shit, okay.
Yeah.
That's not what I heard, but damn.
Yeah. Yeah. Get fucked. That's as bad as it gets. What are you playing right now, Paul?
What am I playing? Actually, so me and some friends just started up Satisfactory, which is really jank because it reminds me of work so much. So if you don't know what that game is, it's a first-person factory building game. You're on an alien planet, and you're just trying to build a factory. You mine stuff, and then you use the stuff you mine to build more stuff, and you build a giant factory. And I guess the end goal is you try to build, a space rocket thing or something.
Okay.
But so I'm playing with a group of friends, and it's turning to the point where we basically just have, an assembly line. We all have our own roles, and if anyone fucks up, it just screws over everyone else, so we all just get really mad at each other. Which is exactly like work.
It's the opposite of Monster Hunter. Yeah. Okay.
No, it's not that. Yeah,
not cooperative.
It's cooperative, but it's not very, not the fun kind of cooperative. This one time, one of my friends was in charge of the power grid, right? So to power the entire factory. So, he sets up his power grid. It works for a while. We're like, okay, cool. And then he's like, okay, I gotta go, eat dinner and stuff. I'll talk to you guys later. Like, okay, see ya. He walks off. Half an hour later, a fuse blows or something. The entire factory shuts down. And we're like, okay, Does anyone know how the power grid works? Nope. So he has a message to him like, hey, Tyler, we need you to fix this shit. Like, dude, I'm on break.
Jeez. Yeah.
I don't know. I guess that's not really like PG work. That's more like office life, where
yeah.
you just have like the one person knows how to do something, and then if that thing breaks and that person's on vacation or something, the whole company's just fucked.
Oh yeah, I can
Or
relate.
they have to call a guy.
I have a question sort of for you. So, long time ago, Nathan used to take the managers to the Portland Retro Gaming Expo to go buy things. You went on at least a couple of those trips, right?
I actually never went on any of the Portland trips.
You never went on it? Oh.
First time we went was with us.
Yeah.
But how come you went then? If
'Cause-
Paul had been
'cause
around longer than you?
I don't think Nathan liked Paul. That's what I'm telling you.
Poor Paul.
I don't want to go anyways.
Okay,
No, yeah, those
well,
are
I want
pretty
some
much all,
convention stories from you, because you've done. I mean, Paul has been, he was with the company for a while, but then Paul continues to volunteer at conventions for us. Like even today, he's the most reliable Saturday and Sunday volunteer that we have, just for every show.
Thank you, Poker Face.
Oh yeah, because like I don't know, conventions like I don't really have fun at conventions anymore. Just like going there, like I honestly feel like just working at the booth is more enjoyable. Because like a lot of conventions now, you just gotta stand around in line for like an hour or like 2 hours, and then you try some game out for like I don't know 10 minutes, and then like okay, that was neat, and then you stand in some other line. It's like.
Yeah,
like if you're at the booth, you're at least like doing stuff the entire time,
yeah, it gives you a purpose at the show, like a checkpoint. It's cool to just walk through, see it all, especially early. We get passes, we can get in and see everything early. That's good enough
I
for
can
me.
kind of like see all the stuff I want to see in the morning, and then like cause like also like most of these games that they're showing, they're already going to be out in 6 months or something. So it's like okay, whatever. I'll just wait 6 months. I don't need to like do nothing for 2 hours to try it out for like 10 minutes.
I don't know. I don't know what to ask Paul. Like, I feel like you have like a year's worth of knowledge on us. Like, do you have any interesting insights from the ultra early days? Like, I don't know. Something I wouldn't know.
Or just funny stories about ex-employees or.
Trying to think, 'cause I wasn't around during the Pink Godzilla days, so I'm not like super OG. I'm kind of like second level OG.
Yeah.
If that,
Yeah. Did Leslie ever hit on you? She hit on me.
No, although, huh?
She hit on me.
Oh yeah, I remember she hit you.
Yeah. No, hit on me.
Like actually hit you.
She also did hit me.
I think that's from that photo, that one, that night we got back, and we're at Cafe on the Ave, and you were double fisting beers, and I think you wanted to, like, fight someone, and Leslie was like, fight me, I'll punch
yeah,
you.
she got a fight with Leslie.
I was encouraging anyone to hit me to show my manhood.
Yeah.
What an alpha move, right, guys?
This is not far removed from the
You're, like,
Cody
actually
tried to
scared when,
impress
like-
me by jumping over things.
What's that, Paul?
I was gonna say, like, you were like actually scared when she was about to punch you too. You were like all like tensed up.
Yeah, I remember this.
I was not afraid at all.
Well, I just think you weren't expecting
were
her to
so-
hit you, so when she went, I do remember you being like,
No, I didn't. I did not. I actually was asleep. I was actually reading a book
Oh,
when
okay.
that happened.
uh-huh.
Yeah. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, like conventions. I don't actually remember a ton of stuff from conventions, but I do remember this one specific thing after convention. Like aside from the beer thing, which apparently didn't happen after a convention, so I'm sorry about lying about that. But this one definitely did happen after a convention. I don't remember if it was the Curricon or PAX, or maybe, I don't know. It was some convention. I was unpacking the glass cases, and these cases, they have glass shelves.
Glass
So,
master
just like
call.
little thin shelves made out of glass. And I was carrying one of the shelves over to the glass case, and I must have slipped or tripped on something, but I fell over. I snapped the glass shelf in half against the floor, and I stabbed it into my leg.
Oh!
Yeah.
Oh!
Yeah, Yeah,
Okay.
and like it goes not like super deep, but it goes in like at least a good like inch, maybe inch and a half
Oh my
in.
God.
That's deep,
Like,
bro.
it's like this,
That's
Yeah.
super deep. What the fuck?
yeah.
I think I remember
yeah,
that.
You know, so I got like this little gash on my leg. Do you guys not remember this?
I do. I think I do remember
I
you having to
don't.
leave, but
What?
I didn't
Kelsey
see
might
it.
not have been here at the time. Cody was definitely here. Anyway,
If
so I
it was
stabbed
if it was
myself.
like PAX 2012, if it was in 2012, then
Jesus.
yeah, or 2011.
I might be able to look up the emails or the text of when this happened, but
Oh god, I should look up.
so
old
right
emails.
after I stabbed
Okay.
myself, I'm kind of like hobbling back to the desk. This couple walks into the store, and they're like, "Hey, how's it going?" I'm like, "Hey." So, you know, I'm kind of like hobbling back to the desk. I think they got the picture that, you know, I wasn't in the best physical condition at that point. So, like, okay, well, you know, thanks for letting us look around. We'll take off now. I'm like, okay, have a nice day.
I do remember this now. I do remember. Yeah, you were back at the store. Yeah. We had to close the store, and I remember many people being like mildly annoyed. They're like, Paul can't even get the store going.
Mildly annoyed, yes. Here's what happened. I locked the store up. And then I go to our quote-unquote first aid kit, which is basically a bottle of, like, hydrochloric peroxide or whatever. And some paper
Hydrochloric
towels and
acid, yeah.
duct tape. Yeah. I clean up my leg, and then, you know, I bandage it with paper towels and duct tape. And then I text Nathan, like, hey, I'm sorry, but I had to close the store for a little bit because I stabbed my leg, and I'm not in a condition to work because I have this giant bleeding, gaping wound in my leg. And then immediately
Unacceptable.
he texts back, like, I don't believe you.
Wait,
I'm
what?
like, what?
What?
You know?
What?
I
I
picked
hate
this
you
up.
so much.
And then he sends another text like, I need proof. I'm like,
What?
so I take a picture of, you know, all these bloody paper towels and like this giant gash in my leg. It's like, okay, let me know we can open this door back up. Okay, sure thing, Nathan. But yeah, so I learned how to do a butterfly stitch that day, which is basically just a really fancy way of saying duct tape your leg back up. Because, you know, I know we don't have medical insurance at that time either. So, like, you can make do. And, you know, at the end of the day, it turned out okay.
Oh my god.
You know, I'm not still bitter or anything about that. Definitely.
The chat needs proof that this happened.
Yeah,
too, by the way. They don't believe you.
Paul's making this
If
up.
it was actually text, and I definitely don't have it anymore because on my old phone. I can't remember if it was text or email. I have to look it up.
That is hilarious.
So someone asked if you remember when Cody and I got together. We had Nathan on last hour, and he as his like parting story, he told the story of when he caught Cody like with a big dumb grin on his face, texting me, and was like, "Oh, you guys are dating." That's not cool.
I don't remember if when I figured out you two were dating, but I definitely remember that Cody was denying it for the longest time.
I mean, who would want to be
Like,
seen with me?
I know, it's embarrassing, but
Yeah.
I've come to own it. Man. Sorry.
Yeah,
The leg story is
sorry.
getting me. It's...
I was like, I do vaguely remember that Nathan didn't like Paul, but now that like these examples are coming to
I
life, I'm
know.
like, what the fuck? Why did we all just accept this?
Oh man.
I mean, you know, he paid me, so.
Yeah, I guess.
Oh yeah, someone was asking earlier. I mean, I know the answer, but you know, why'd you leave the store? Why did you move on to a different job?
Yeah, it wasn't like anything bad or anything. It was just because I went to school for like math and like computer science, right?
Yeah.
And like what I wanted to do with that was become a computer programmer. I don't remember exactly why I said. I think like I was pretty comfortable because I was working at Pink Gorilla while I was going to college, right? So I was going to college full time, but also working at PG full time or part time. I think after I graduated, I was still working at PG. A little bit after that, I was able to get the full time position. So I just kind of stayed there for a while because it was a fun job. I enjoyed it. Minus like things like getting my leg stabbed and stuff like that. Workers' comp. But yeah, like I just really wanted to like move on to computer programming at that point.
and that's what
a job that kind of bullshit like what I actually went to school for.
That's what you do now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, not anywhere specific, but yeah, like you made the chat tracking program for our TSN events, just like in your free time.
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
So thanks for that. That's enabled a lot of orders to go through. That was very helpful. Excuse me. When PG was going on like long ago, when you were there, were they doing any of the tournaments?
Yeah. Because remember
I mean when you worked here,
but
yeah. Go on. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, we were still doing tournaments for a while. Because that's sort of how I got to know Pablo. Like I was helping run those tournaments at the time, and then so Pablo was really cool about helping make sure that what times you can come in are good, and make sure the cabs would be available and stuff like that. I don't think there was really any funny stories about the tournaments themselves. I do definitely remember though that the guy who owned the arcade cabinets,
yes,
Bobby, him and Nathan definitely did. Like, if you guys think Nathan, maybe he didn't like me, maybe he did. I don't know. I'm so unsure myself, but he definitely did not like Bobby.
Okay, please.
We have to give some context here first, because we didn't even talk about the arcade stuff with Nathan.
I forgot about that, yeah. So way back in the day, before I worked here, before Kelsey visited here, right? They had arcade cabinets sort of in the back.
The arcades were here when I visited.
They were not when I first visited. So the arcades were like semi in the back of the store, owned by a guy who, as far as I understood, was just kind of leasing them here, and the compensation was being involved in the company, and he had his own little room that people later called the Nub Rub Hub. It's essentially like a micro closet.
Now that I look at that place, I'm like, damn, we put someone in there?
Yeah. Well, anyway,
Paul... Can't even really call it a closet. It's more just like a slit in the wall.
It's like a piece of pizza that's really tall.
Like if you were like a fat person at all, you just straight up would not be able to get in there.
Well, I understand he was, and he somehow found a way. But Paul, can you?
It's very tiny.
Can you explain that whole arrangement at all? I completely forgot to ask Nathan about this. I don't know any of these details. I haven't been there.
Yeah, tell us all about the Nub Rub.
Yeah. I don't know the financial details too much, but basically, so Bobby was leasing out the arcade cabinets to his store, and I forget. I don't really know exactly how the financial thing worked out. But he would get some split of whatever money went into the actual cabinets. And so part of the reason I kind of what Frodo does is do things like tournaments and stuff like that to get people to come, because especially with the fighting games, if you get a bunch of people playing Street Fighter, especially Super Dribble's really fast game. You have a line of people, you're just constantly putting quarters into that thing.
Nice.
But anyways, aside from it got decent business, I think, but it wasn't enough really to be sustainable. I think at least that's kind of my understanding. Basically, I think Nathan wasn't happy with the Cavs being there. It wasn't worth the return investment in his eyes, and
probably
I think the biggest argument Bobby was trying to make, the biggest argument he was trying to make was that, well, the store closes at, I think we were closing at 8 at the time, or 7 or something. The store closes really early. Most people these days who want to play these games, they want to come in at 9, 10, 11 o'clock in the evening, They're all late owls, right?
Yeah.
So if we want these arcade cabinets to be accessible, we need to keep the store open late. But then, Nathan, barely saying, well, I'm not going to keep the store open at 11 a.m. because, no one's coming into UD 11 a.m. to buy Pokemon Red or whatever. So, maybe the Caps will make some money, but is it worth keeping the store open late and paying for an employee to work there and yada yada yada? And I don't know, maybe it would have been. I didn't really look and see the finances of that all that much.
I mean, I'd be surprised. I mean, I don't know how much minimum wage was back then, but now it's 15. I don't think it was ever lower than 10 as long as I've been here. So.
Yeah, I forget what my starting wage was, but it was probably around 10 an hour or something like that.
I'd be surprised if it was worth it.
Yeah. But that was basically the biggest point of aggression between the two of them. Bobby just didn't like the way that Nathan was like running the store, but then in Nathan's eyes, it just wasn't worth it to try to accommodate these calves in his eyes were just like bleeding money.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
So, anyways,
I mean, I
Yeah.
guess I wasn't there, but you know, tell Bobby to suck it. I guess like it's not his store. Get the fuck out. But
yeah, that's basically what ended up happening.
oh, okay.
Yeah, he moved all of his calves out, but I don't know if I want to talk about this because like I like Bobby too. But so the reason the like closet / hole in the wall is called the nub hub is because so he had like his computer there with I don't know, finance and stuff that he used to like track arcade cats and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't remember like why people were snooping on it, but like someone like looked at the computer at some point and like found like just a folder full of porn or something.
Okay.
And like, oh, Bobby,
That's less like
why in the nub hub?
Yeah.
That's less like incriminating and intense than the name Nubrub Hub would lead you to believe, I think.
What do you
Yeah.
mean? What else would you associate it with?
Well, I mean, if it's like a laptop, just having that on a laptop doesn't mean he's like.
Oh, this is the era before laptops.
This is not the era before laptops. Shut the fuck
Pretty
up.
much.
I mean, they were more expensive back then,
Yeah.
but no.
Was it a laptop, Paul? We lost Paul.
I don't remember actually.
Oh, there he goes. I'm gonna say it was not a laptop. Anyway.
I mean, laptops didn't exist at that point. Like, laptops have been around for a while, man.
Yeah.
This was like
I
10
don't
years
remember
ago. They
that
weren't
one.
that
It was-
accessible. I remember
they
paying
were,
like
they were
might have-
expensive.
I
You're
remember
right,
paying like
yes.
$2,000 for one when I
Yeah.
was like a high schooler.
Yeah.
And that was like a shitty one.
It might have been a desktop. I honestly don't remember.
Yeah, well, anyhow. So,
Anyways, they didn't get along.
yeah, no
But
shit.
I don't know.
So
if
much
you
so
could
they
get
were
Nathan back on the
snooping
phone,
at
I'm
each
sure
other.
he could like share some more colorful details.
Also, Nathan butts heads with a lot of people, so that's.
He does, yeah.
He's an opinionated
Oh,
guy.
okay. Actually, speaking of butting heads, and also I guess to be fair to Nathan in this story, like he was in the right here, but so remember how in the ID, or actually like this still happens. You know how in the ID, the people upstairs, Fort St. George, the restaurant,
Oh, yeah.
like they have that refrigerator that constantly leaks,
Oh, yeah.
and they never fix it. And so like once every 2 years or something, we'll just get a leak in the ceiling, and they have to fix it.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, that happens again at one point. But like water's dripping down, and I think it's dripping onto one of the wear cases at this point. So he's like, okay, fuck you guys. You need to get a contractor, fix this fucking like ceiling, and then fix your goddamn refrigerator. They're like, okay, and they don't fix the refrigerator in the first place, and they don't get a contractor. They get one of their chefs to come down, and
Okay.
I guess
He's got
he
it.
happens to have done some, I don't know, housework or something at some point. So it's like, okay, I can plaster up the ceiling. I'll get some drywall. It's like, okay, that's cool.
You can
Okay, what's his name?
plaster it up?
No, you got cut up some drywall and then.
That's not going to fix it.
use the
That's not going to
drywall
fix
thing.
the future leaks. It's just going to lead to a
Oh,
big
no, of course
burst
not.
later. Okay. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
Well, remember the ceiling did cave in over.
It did
the
cave
hop.
in, yeah? Okay, go.
So-
Sorry, go ahead, Paul. Sorry, go ahead,
Yeah.
Paul.
That's like part 5 of the story. Yeah, so he's working on the roof. And we became pretty good buds, over the course of this week. He would come down, he'd work on the roof for a bit. We'd shoot the shit, and then afterwards, he'd invite me upstairs. I get free food and free drinks. I didn't tell Nathan this,
what?
by the way, because Nathan didn't like him.
Okay.
Yeah, Nathan wasn't really happy with the fact that we were just fixing this roof with some random chef and not a real contractor. But
yeah.
I guess he went along with it. But yeah, Nathan also definitely didn't like this guy, and I didn't want to tell Nathan that I was getting free food and drinks off of this guy.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways, it goes on for a few days, and then at one point, Nathan comes in, and this is at a point he's taking a break. This was when we had the chicken wire up on the roof.
Mm-hmm.
So that'd be hang plushies and stuff like that. So, we pull down the chicken wire, but we kind of just let the chicken wire just kind of hang it out in the middle of the room.
Oh,
That's kind of pointy, right? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So Nathan comes in, like tools and shit, and there's like plaster everywhere. He's like, "What the fuck?" And then
Dude, I'd be
like,
pissed
goes
too.
off
Okay.
On this guy, yeah, and he goes upstairs. He like gets one of the managers or like one of the people upstairs to come down and look at this, and he starts like yelling them in Japanese. He's like,
Oh, you know you.
Oh shit.
That's
"I'm gonna
awesome.
go read this. I'm gonna write this. This is dangerous." I'm like, and that was the extent of what I couldn't understand of what he was yelling, anyways.
Oh man.
But anyway, so he yelled at him. We cleaned it up, and then so we go to drink afterwards. Nathan's not there, but me and Kosuke go to drink afterwards. He's like, he had a point.
Okay. Oh man, that's pretty good.
That's awesome.
Those guys have still continued to be a problem. We after Kelsey and I took over, there were constant leaks through the ceiling. I remember one time the leak was so strong it was essentially like running faucet worth of water, that I built like a gutter system that was handling the leak and pouring it out into the sink, behind the store where the karaoke place was. So it was several gutters leading over to excuse me. And we eventually obviously we moved across the hall, and it hasn't been as much of a problem.
We've had it a couple times, but yeah, it's been way better. But what's really funny is after we moved, the roof caved in over the old video hop space. No one was in there at the time. I think it was when the pottery people were like moving out.
Imagine this. It's like a comedic, it's like a Family Guy sketch. Like they have a room full of like ancient Chinese pottery or whatever, and the fucking roof caves in and just smashes these pots everywhere.
And everyone's just like yelling in Chinese for like a full day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is as bad as it gets. It was funny though.
Nathan had beef with the ID landlord too, right? Didn't he have like a yelling match with Howard?
Oh, I'm sure. Howard's a goofball. As far as
we have some weird neighbors at ID. Like, there was a fortune teller lady who worked there for a while also.
Yeah.
She's now next to us here, although I've never seen her open.
That's not the same fortune teller.
It is. That's Christina.
It is?
Yes.
You know her name?
Yes.
Oh, I knew her name. I remember that.
Her name's on the fucking store.
Yes, I forgot about that. Also, Gabe would talk about her sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
Because he was very Gabe.
We had an old manager named Gabe, who I guess would go over there to like try to convince her that being a psychic wasn't a real thing, as if she didn't know.
Yeah, Gabe like we use Gabe as like a verb sometimes because it's just like he's that kind of guy.
I like Gabe, but he's just a goofball. He's a very goofball guy. I like him a lot though, but what a weirdo.
Yeah, so Video Hop was still around in, like, when did they shut down? Like, 2013, 14? Something like that? It was after, right?
Beats me, but they were just straight up selling burnt discs, like... That was just what they did.
Yeah.
It was just a bootleg disc, like, it was a video rental store, but they just sold you burnt discs, like, or let you rent them. And I remember going in there and being like, yo, you got, the Ace Attorney anime movie, and they're like, oh yeah, sure. And I'm like, well, can I buy it instead of renting it? They're like,
give me an hour.
Yeah, give me an hour, sure. And then they fucking just torrented it and, anyway. The place is goofy. I don't know how they operated so long.
Gabe's in chat.
Gabe's in chat? No way! What up, Gabe?
Gabe?
You're a goofball, Gabe.
What was I saying? Oh yeah, so the Video Hop people were really funny. Cody and I, when we were moving the International District Store space, I don't know how many of you guys know this, but we used to just be across the hall in the International District Store. And then when we took over, we hated that space because it was horrible. And we wanted something a little bit bigger. Now, the fortune teller spot that we bought, the place we ultimately are right now, is not, like, really any bigger, but it at least has a big window, and it's nicer and less dark. But we were going to get the Video Hop place, which is the it was just the bigger place right next to it. And when we went in, part of it was like, the landlord was like, oh, well, you can just take all of their old stock that they left behind. And we were kind of going through the boxes, and it was just literally all burned DVDs. We're like, yeah, we don't want this.
Yeah, this is just trash to throw away.
You want us to haul the trash for you?
It's like my old high school hustle on like a higher level.
Oh, Paul, holy shit. I need you to corroborate a story with me. So, as far as I remember, during the Portland Retro Game Expo, I stopped a carjacking. Were you there for that?
You stopped the cart? What?
Okay, it might not have been you. It was 100% Lane was there, and Raph was there, and Cyborg was there. But I couldn't remember if you were there. Never mind. We'll have to get a hold of someone else.
If Lane was there, I don't think I was there, because I don't think I've ever been to Portland with Lane.
Damn it! Okay. I need backup on this story, because I had a couple drinks.
Wait, what is this story? Did you already tell it? Am I allowed to ask? Because I don't recall.
Well, I mean, that's the long and short of it, was I stopped a carjacking, as far as I can tell. A lot of people have brought up the point, hey, what if you helped the carjacker? Which I'm not sure if I did or not. But, yeah, I was hoping for some backup on that story, some clarification, but never mind. If you weren't there,
I was in my hotel room finishing my panel that I had the next day.
That's right. What's the first?
I'll try and find out for you, and I'll let you know if I'm proud or not.
Okay.
What's the first game all of you bought with you? Wait, what? Oh, that's not. Sorry. I think I had another question for you here.
Yeah, we'll let you go soon.
Yeah, we'll let you go soon. Unless you have anything you'd like to share with us, Paul. Actually, I am out of questions for you. Unless someone in the chat has one for you, Paul.
But is
Yeah, any questions?
any takeaways that you have just from your time at Pinkerella? Anything you wanna share?
Anything I want to share? What did I learn?
Oh, I will say another hilarious thing. As soon as you took over as manager, and then you started being allowed to have input on things. One of my favorite things.
Oh, fuck.
What?
Oh, I know your story.
Oh, you know this story?
I think I know this story too.
So fucking funny. So Paul takes over, right? And people ask, like, all right, Paul, what's your input? How would you like to improve the store? So Paul writes an email, and he's like, well, I think it'd be really helpful if we stocked, like, basic AV cables, AC adapters that people need for their systems. And it's like, yeah, no fucking shit. Could you imagine that people need the most basic of basic items?
I remember, yeah.
Not to diss on you, Paul. It's not a novel idea. But you brought up a very, very, very valid thing we need. But it just was so funny to see it laid out from like someone from the outside who hadn't been dealing with not having those items.
Well, like,
wait, I was going to
the
tell
struggle
a different...
of not having those items. Sorry.
Yeah, because we're a used game shop primarily, right? So
Yeah.
If you want to get like we can't just go to our supplier and be like, hey, I want 100 copies of like Mario Kart 64 or whatever. Like, either we gotta like wait for someone to bring it in, or we gotta like go and like find out on like eBay or like lots or whatever. But then we're not going to make nearly as big of a margin on it. But accessories, controllers, like stuff we can buy new. Like, that's one of the few things we can actually reliably get a consistent like flow of and make a good margin on, and which people are constantly asking for. So I'm like, hey, let's just make sure we always have these in stock instead of just waiting until we sell out and then ordering a load of shipment and waiting 2 weeks for it to get here. And then Nathan's like, okay, so do you have any ideas that don't cost any money? Okay, I was just gonna
tell the story because I think this got you, if I recall correctly. You were the one that was really hit by this one. Was one year, I think it was an April Fool's prank. Nathan sent out an email that was like a new dress code. That was.
I think that my conspiracy theory was not an April Fool's prank.
Oh, and we just all reacted so poorly.
Yeah. Paul's with me.
It was not April Fool's.
Nope.
It wasn't even April.
All right. Well,
So sorry. Go ahead and tell.
No, you tell me the conspiracy then.
Well, my conspiracy is just what I said. But go ahead and tell the.
Okay, so Nathan sent out an email. Can you find this email? I bet I still have it.
No.
Here, you tell the story, and I'll see if I can find it in my old email address.
No, you tell it, because
Okay.
I don't remember as well as you.
Okay, so Nathan sends out a dress code email, and it was, our store colors are pink and green. And so what Nathan wanted to do was he wanted us to make sure we were always dressed in, like, actual pink or green. Like, meaning we needed to go buy pink or green pants. And, like, this is not a thing that's, like, easy to get.
No.
No one has
and not
pink.
practical to go anywhere after work or anything.
Not just any pink or green either. Like, really lime, like, bright-ass neon green and pink.
Yeah.
Like, no, like, dark, neutral, olive green. Like, really in-your-face green and pink.
I remember that, and I remember chatting with, Andy Yoda Slippers, who used to work with us, and she was like, yeah, she already was kind of, like, sort of on her way out, and she's like, yeah, I'm leaving if this is real. And I was chatting with her, and she's like, she sent that email to Nathan, and shortly after it was like, okay,
Oh, no, because,
guys,
like,
just kidding.
she, like, DM'd me, like right after Nathan sent this email, she's like, oh, no,
Yeah.
don't let this happen. I'm like, what do you want me to do? I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, so I emailed Nathan, like, very cordially, like, okay, Nathan, I understand where you're coming from. You want us to represent some, Pink Rose spirit, but how about we not do this? And Nathan's like, no, I really think we should do this. I'm like, sorry, Andy.
This is not...
I
Oh,
was
that's funny.
actually
I don't...
stressing about, like, way more than that. I was like, fuck, we're about to... It was like, what was Andy? It was, shit, what was his name?
Jeff?
Oh, shit.
Yes, yeah.
I don't... That was just... That,
Yeah,
that was who
but
worked
also-
there at the time.
Hawaii.
So. Yeah, Hawaii.
Yeah, we were about to lose, like, half of our staff over this.
Yeah.
Yeah, where would Jeff have gotten pink pants?
Oh, I don't
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That was funny. I thought it was just a prank. Because, like, everyone reacted
It was-
so poorly
I don't
that I
think
was
so.
like...
I don't think
and it
it
was so
was.
Nathan
ridiculous.
said afterwards, like, guys, it's just a prank. Come on. I wouldn't actually make you do this. But...
I have my suspicions.
No, he gave 100%. He was 100% serious.
I think I remember Gabe being excited about it just because he was the kind of guy who would be like, yeah, pink pants. Fuck yeah.
Yeah. A little contrarian, yeah.
Gabe's very fashion forward.
Yeah. Cool. I guess, I don't know, it's been like an hour. Do you got anything else hilarious you'd like to share, Paul, or should we go watch some more videos? Anything?
I don't think so.
You shared a lot with
I
us.
really. Hey, what?
I said you shared a lot with us, and I thank you for that. You're a funny
yeah.
guy.
No, yeah. Silly stories aside, I do really enjoy my time at Pink Gorilla and working with all you. I really do think it was a valuable experience. So,
He's got Stockholm Syndrome.
enjoy all the
He
friendships
still
I made.
helps
That's why
out.
I'm still
So.
working all the conventions. Mhm, exactly.
That's what I've always thought. Like, I don't know, not to like, suck up to myself too much, or the store rather, but I've always thought like, working in like retail, although it's not like, a great end of life experience, do it forever kind of thing. But I think it is pretty valuable, for a year or two to kind of teach you like, I feel like it's the only job that sort of teaches you common sense a little bit, because you have
Yeah.
to deal with so many new scenarios constantly.
The
Like,
people who don't learn common sense don't last here.
Yeah.
And I'll admit, I mean, when I joined, I had a lot to learn.
Yeah,
I managed a restaurant before this, but it was just, as assistant manager, but like...
you can be a little bit more robotic in such a situation.
Yeah,
but
I
in
had
a
like
weird
angry
one like
people, but it's
this-
just like throw free stuff at them and get them out of there. Like,
Exactly.
it was actually pretty straightforward.
But
and
when you have so much autonomy over your decisions and everything, I feel like you learn a lot, and I think it's pretty valuable in that way. Yeah, I don't know. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's a bit different at PG too, just because it's so much smaller. Like most retail jobs, it's not like you're opening the shop, but you're not like usually a key holder unless you've been there for a very long time.
Yeah.
And even then, it's not like you really have a whole lot of say in terms of like how stores run or things like that. But since Pink Gorilla, I guess it's a little bit different now. But at least back in the day, usually if you're there, like except for UD, you're usually the only person at the store the entire day. So it's a lot more responsibility. And yeah, like Cody said,
Yeah.
Yeah, we have some fun stories of people getting fired, I'm sure we can tell. Wasn't, I think this happened before I was hired, or it happened, like, right around when I was hired. Didn't someone get fired for just, like, leaving the door to the International District closed all day?
Yeah, that one girl. I forget her name, but yeah, she did that.
Was it the girl that got hired at the same time as me?
Cute girl. I don't remember her name.
No.
She was before you.
Okay, well, there's someone who got hired at the same time as me who had, like, short, like a pixie cut. And I don't even remember her name.
I think it started with a B.
So little time.
Brittany, Bethany, Bartholomew, something like that.
Do you remember who we're talking about?
I don't even know who you're talking
She
about.
worked at Emerald City Comic Con with me, and, like, the first year I worked there. And she had, like, a pixie cut, and she looked kind of like Raven, but wasn't Raven.
Well, anyway.
Anyways, she didn't last very long because I think I worked with her literally once and then she got fired.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Yeah, it was Becky. All right, thanks a million, Paul. You have a good night. Thanks for
thanks for
with
hanging
us.
out, Paul.
I love you, and I will talk to you
Yeah,
later.
thanks for having me out. Good talking to y'all.
When we're allowed to again, let's go to EDC together.
Oh, God, please. I can't wait to go outside.
All right, see you, bro.
See ya.
All right, that was Paul.
That was fun.
That was fun. I like Paul. He's such a goober. Okay, here we go. Let's switch this.
Oh, this is 2011. This one is, sorry. This is Pete Dorr.
Who's Pete Dorr?
He's a friend of Jason's and, like, used to be a fairly big retro game YouTuber before there were big retro game YouTubers. So this is him at the Pink Gorilla booth at PAX 2011. Now this would have been when Cody
Congrats
was working.
on the anniversary. Love you guys.
Love you. Thanks, pal.
And you'll recognize there's two employees that show up in this. I mean, neither they're.
Here we go. Ready, set,
One of
activate.
the only booths here that's selling retro and import games. It's a little expensive, but hey, what's going on? Look at what's going on. What's your name?
Keith, I never actually met you personally.
Expensive, suck it.
You watch my YouTube videos?
Yeah.
Do you know
Keith.
Johnny Millennium,
Yeah.
Happy Console Gamer, Gamester, and everything?
This is in the same vein as Poker Face Ball because there's a video game called Poker. Y'all see those prices?
I know.
So cheap. Oh my god.
Expensive, my dick.
Well, he later watched. Look at all those TurboGrafx games.
Wow.
I like how we
I love the
we
way
used
they
to have the
display the
controller
games
just
here.
kind of loosely.
Oh, I hated that.
It was always a mess because like you risk actually cutting the fucking wire. But
Which had happened.
yes,
One of
could you imagine that there's one controller left and someone accidentally
One of
cuts
Just
the
like
wire?
cuts the wire.
right over there. He knows. Say hello to that guy right there. Who knows you?
What do you mean? I think it looks. You know, you can't really judge any of the.
Yeah,
booths
no,
at
that's true.
any
This
time
isn't
'cause it gets
PAX.
wrecked
Yeah.
immediately.
It's just everything's very like.
It's packed. He does.
He does
yeah.
have that look. Yeah, absolutely.
Like,
Keith's been
almost
hanging
like he
around
looks
forever.
worried that he's seeing.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what it's like. Yeah, looks like slightly terrified to me.
Whoa! Hey, here's a good video to watch next.
Oh. No. Where's? Don't you have a playlist going?
No, I'm just clicking on him.
Oh, okay.
This one isn't very good, right?
I don't think so.
No. I think it's just. So this was like an.
It was a contest, so you had to beat Nathan and a couple of other people who worked at Pink Gorilla, at Godzilla, at a variety of video games, and if you beat enough of them, you win this like giant Nintendo prize. This is at PAX 2007. Yeah.
What did you have loaded up in that PS2 there?
That's PAX 2007. That's like this.
Oh, it's the same thing.
Yeah. I forgot I had this. there's a video I think that's on there that's Pink Godzilla interviews.
Oh yeah,
the creator
I just
of
turned that off. It
Newgrounds.
seemed really long. Did you want to play that one? I guess obviously.
Well, you should at least play the like second half because he talks about like what he bought at Pink Godzilla and stuff.
Okay.
That's the creator of Newgrounds and Behemoth.
I know, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, they had like this whole ranking system way back then. I forgot to ask Nathan about this, but they were like called elders and stuff.
Yeah.
There's all sorts of stuff.
There was
going
some
on.
really crazy like lore shit they did with the store that still don't totally understand. They also used to be really good friends with the
This was
like
my
main
first
Penny
PAX.
Arcade guys. Like
This was
Jerry
my
and
first
Gabe.
PAX.
And so there's like some videos of Nathan and Greg playing ping pong with them and stuff. But you should show
Oh,
off
it's only 2 minutes.
Yeah,
Never
and you should
mind.
show
I
off
thought
the
it was,
photos, too.
I thought it was 11 minutes.
Oh,
Okay, never
yeah.
mind. Let me switch that. Where are the photos at?
How do you guys curate a booth's inventory? Do you mix in filler with the really exciting stuff? It's on the desktop.
Yeah. I've shared that plenty of times.
Or you try to go all
in
So-
preparation.
So we do go all out with anything that's in the rare case. We just take the entire rare case from both stores. Other than that, it's just kind of a healthy mix of like stuff that's actually enticing and then just kind of like filler things because the truth is we actually need some shit to stay on the walls and not sell, or the booth starts looking like garbage, which actually happened this year at PAX because we unexpectedly got like a 3 times the size booth, and we were not prepared for that.
Normally it's so crowded, like people can't really like shop comfortably, so people just kind of move on. This year, everyone was very comfortable. We had way too much room, so like our walls, it was just a skeleton. Like,
yeah, it was literally a skeleton at the end. Like we had almost no plushies at all left. Like we sold almost every single plushie we brought, which was just hundreds and hundreds of plushies.
Lexi, thank you very much for the sub. Lexi, thanks for gifting one out, and a couple other people I'll catch up on in just 1 second. We're going to play this video really quick. Pink Gorilla interviews Tom Fulp. It is 3 minutes long. All right, here we go.
I'm Tom Fulp, and I am the co-founder. This is Tom.
Wait.
Also the founder.
Oh shit, I'm all out of sync. Hold on. All out of sync. All out of sync. Can you guys hear okay?
15 years from now, you'll be watching this video. Oh, PAX ain't happening this year.
No,
No
definitely
way.
won't. It's quiet? Okay, hold on.
Also the founder of Newgrounds.com. We are showing the
I keep forgetting they're called the Behemoth. Does anyone ever actually call them the Behemoth?
Castle Crashers, which is a 4-player hack and slash adventure.
I loved Castle Crashers.
This is
That's
before
great.
Castle Crashers came out. This is so old.
Yeah.
They're showing off Castle Crashers.
We're going to
at
be
this
working
show.
on trying to make it online multiplayer, but we can't promise anything with that.
Nothing at this point.
Yeah.
And 50
Yeah,
megs.
1.4 gigs down to 50 megs to make a live arcade game.
Incredible.
So it's been a big jump. Nothing official right now. At some point we want to do Alien Hunted 2, but I think it would be kind of cool to do 3 completely original games before we start revisiting any of the sequels.
Start some new franchises before you.
A lot of people want a Datomy game, so that's possible as long as, if we're allowed to have a game where you kill kids on the console. Sure, Pink Godzilla is the best store for your import gaming needs. I spent $200 at Pink Godzilla. It's the only thing I spent money on at PAX this year. I bought Owendon. Bought Jump Superstars.
Of course.
Everyone bought Owendon. Half of
Yeah,
what we
that's a
sold
sick
was
game.
Owendon.
Dialects and Dot Stream.
That's a good.
Like every
thanks for your
journalist
time,
I'm
Tom.
friends with now says they bought Owendon for that. And then now it's just direct. We now have just footage of playing the Alien Hominid.
Nice.
Yeah. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, you should show off the photos. They're all just on there's a folder on the desktop called like Pink Gorilla History or something like that.
Oh, on this desktop?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, hold on really quick. It's having trouble loading photos.
Yeah.
Okay. What
Okay,
is this?
so this is interesting. I've always been told, as long as I've worked here, that our anniversary is May 15th. Guess what I found on the way back machine?
What's that?
Well, read the bottom of that one.
It's March 13th. What the fuck?
Now, let me make something clear real quick. The Department of Revenue, the Washington State Department of Revenue, lists our business as being first listed on April 29th, 2005. So either this is wrong or they were operating illegally for a month. I don't know.
Busted.
I don't know what the answer.
Busted.
But yeah, so technically we're 2 months late, but I think we've been celebrating May 15th for so long now that I'm like, I think that's the date now.
Fuck, why is it not going left or right now?
I don't know.
You fucked my thing up.
How did I fuck it up?
I think it was your fault.
Oh, okay. That's just the old
Old banner logo.
Old banner logo. That's just the front of the old International District store, but very
Win
early
prizes and bragging rights.
on. Yeah.
This
This is great. Pre-order the Nintendo Revolution at Pink Godzilla.
nice.
They also had a picture, and I forgot to save this one, but the PS3 with the old boomerang controller. This is Classic Gaming Expo 2005.
Pack Rat Video Games. Fuck you!
Yeah, we talked about this a little bit with Nathan when we called him, but yeah, so this is in Las Vegas. This is basically what Portland Retro Gaming Expo is now is just a clone of this show that's just kind of continued to grow. CGE no longer happens because the founders, John Hardy, Joe Santulli, and Sean Kelly now run the National Video Game Museum in Frisco, Texas. And this was kind of like, I mean, they wanted to run a convention, but they always had a little museum section, and they've been growing and growing that, and their end goal was always to open a museum. So PRGE kind of carries the torch that, Atari World that became CGE started. This is 2007.
A bunch of the
packs.
Generation Next systems. People said they suck, but I've had great experiences with
Well,
them.
and also, like, you have to remember, this was, like, one of the first, like, really good... so, I mean, clone consoles have been around forever, but, like, this was like a, hey, we're trying. Like, this isn't like a...
This is like the first Retron. It's way better than the fucking Retron.
Yeah, this was the first time where it was like, we're building this for retro game enthusiasts, and not just this was something made in China, you know.
Yeah, a cheap-ass Nintendo.
Yeah,
It was like a better one.
Nathan had a really good relationship with this company, and so we carried and sold a lot of these. And, yeah, I mean, we had a Generation Next as our tester in both stores for, like, a decade.
Yeah.
So they took a lot of abuse and were fine. I mean, I'm sure they're not, you know, as far as like perfect emulation or whatever, maybe not, but or not emulation. It wasn't emulated. But.
OG Squad.
This is the original Pink Gorilla or Godzilla staff right here. So at the bottom you have Nathan and Greg and their wives, and that guy's name is Brandon.
Yeah.
And then I don't know the other guys. I think one of them's name is Christian. Does that sound right?
Toilet papered behemoth booth.
This is the 2008 behemoth booth that we toilet papered, which we saw a video of earlier. And as you can see,
it was not Pink
clearly
Godzilla,
not Pink
guys.
Godzilla.
Duh. Nice. $10 for this.
This is also 2008, it's 2008 pack.
What are these plushies here? Is that
Prinnies?
But I didn't know they were green.
I didn't know there were Prinny plushies. That's
There's
cool.
Brinny hats and everything?
Yeah,
Nice.
neat.
Alright.
This is the old ID store. This is, I think, my favorite iteration of it. This is, I mean, we only had one store at that time, so it was easy to make it feel really, like, full and pack it and everything. It never really felt that full again, at least until Cody and I moved it and took over.
Yeah.
So this was, like, the most full it really ever was.
Especially the other side of it. Madrago, thank you for the Twitch Prime sub, buddy. Here! Ho! Talk about fucking full, dude.
Yeah.
Every single one of those lines you see, the white lines, those are a price tag. That means that each one of those is a game. So this is all NES games just stacked on
it is,
stacked
It
on
is
stacked
unbrowsable, man.
on top of
That's
that.
crazy.
It's amazing. Oh my god, it's so full.
Oh, stage 1 boss remembers the calendar. We'll have to.
Oh, I'll
show
bust
off
out the calendar in a
I'll go
minute,
grab
baby.
one of those phones.
That's insanity right there, dude. What's that? Oh look, we got the pink Godzillas invading the Castle Crasher statue. That's pretty good. What else we got here? Oh, hey, look at that. Man, see, like I said, it was all made out of wood back then. And I love the pyramid of the pink Godzilla pyramid they made there. That's pretty sick. We eventually tossed out the construction materials for that. They just like got old over time. But we did that once or twice with the pink gorillas as well. It basically looks like a big pink dong at the end.
We had a tube. Yeah, there's a dong photo in here.
Silly. Oh yeah, look at that other angle.
So
look,
you can see there's 2 levels. There's 2 stories they built on this booth.
So people are hanging out hanging out up there. Isn't that crazy? Stage 1 boss, thank you for gifting the sub here. I'll grab the calendar. You keep showing them.
Okay.
You have to press Control- a bunch of times until you can't anymore to be able to.
Oh, that's annoying. Okay. Anyway, this is Gabe. There was a. Can you explain the character of Hardge? It's like a Japanese thing.
I don't know.
You can't? Okay. There was a Japanese character that was like big in the media at the time. That was a guy who dressed in a bunch of leather and kind of danced and stuff. Called Hardge.
Thank you, honey bunny.
So yeah, this is just more 2009 packs. Here you go. That
Questionable.
yeah. This is
What's up, everybody?
Anyways, that's
What's
yeah.
up, everybody?
Yo, what up?
This is also PAX 2010. This is looks like it's set up here. Here's a picture of Cody in 2010, dressed as Light Yagami from Death Note.
Fuck? Get that shit off the screen immediately, young lady. The fuck are you doing here?
Yeah, Cody was a cutie.
No, that's not me.
Okay.
I don't even like Death Note. I don't know anything about.
This is the old
anime.
International District store. This is what it looked like when I got hired. Not with all this shit in the middle. This was all stuff that was going to the other store for a garage sale. We used to not know how to get rid of garbage, so we'd just do these garage sales.
Ow!
You okay?
Yeah, I just fell.
Here is an old-ish but not as old group of employees and volunteers here. So we've got Nathan here, we've got Pablo here, this is Gabe, Gabe's friend Aaron, and then JJ, who we saw in that
Who's
video.
Squall over there?
Hey, he looks like a statue. Maybe it's not.
It's not
Maybe
a
it's
statue,
person.
it's
Okay.
a person. Fool.
Okay, you're a person. This is the Portland Retro Gaming Expo in 2011. Hard to tell from this photo, but if you guys have followed Cody to his adventures with the Portland Winter Swap Meet, that's where it was. It was in that tiny little ballroom at the Doubletree Hotel instead of the giant.
His test tubes.
Instead of the giant convention center. So.
Oh yeah, look at that. Huh?
It's just it's in the
so
Doubletree.
cute,
So
little.
tiny.
We accept Visa. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Oh my god, and they had all the games behind there. What a pain in the ass to browse.
Yeah.
Well, you gotta do what you gotta do. I think they mostly, like us, maybe they just wanted to sell the merchandise.
Well, I think they went there to buy too.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, same thing. We've always gone to Portland to buy.
Look
Look at all those Saturn games in the front case.
2011 Sakura Con. It's not a great photo, but
No, none of them are. But
there's a lot of booth pictures here.
oh, here we are.
This is 2011 speed dating.
Speed dating.
We hosted
and
speed dating.
Pablo can fill us in more on this, but as far as I remember, because this was just before I got hired, like seconds before I got hired.
He
there were
got
not
hired
enough.
because he was the hottest guy here.
Yeah, I won speed dating. I hooked up with all the girls there. No, so they didn't have enough signups for the gals, so the girls could sign up for free, and the guys had to pay like $5 or $10 or something. And then there weren't enough girls, so they had Leslie, the manager. They had like Pablo's girlfriend. I think that's her right
Raven.
there. Yeah,
Raven was there.
had to go in to cover up, and like hey, who's to say they wouldn't have found love still? But
Well,
even
Raven
though they
was
were,
dating someone.
even though they were taken.
I don't know
but,
if Leslie was at the
but,
time.
it's a failed experience
Yeah.
a little bit.
There's another photo right there. Speed dating. This is cool. This is Seattle Retro Gaming Expo in 2011. Pablo actually mostly organized. And we had it kind of like in the University District area. This was it was kind of under different leadership. I mean, some of the people were the same, but it was a different group of people.
Chuck, for example?
Well, Chuck,
the main...
I think Chuck was an implant for this. I don't think he ran it. I think this he is just doing the live auction here.
Go
As
Chuck. I love
he's
Chuck.
like a cute,
Sorry.
yeah, because he
I'm in
does
love
the
with
live
Chuck.
auction at PRGE. I also love Chuck. Chuck's great. But yeah, so Seattle Retro Gaming Expo 2011 was held at the Decca Hotel, which is now what is it called now?
Graduate?
The Graduate Hotel. And so it was around here. So Pink Gorilla hosted a ton of parts of it. We had panels here. We had they were selling Pac-Man cookies and shit here.
Many people said it was the best PRGE ever. Or
SRGE, yeah,
ever.
and concerts. Several. Gabe was really big into the chiptune scene, and so he knew all of the chiptune people kind of before it all really took off. This is sort of Scott Pilgrim era, you know? So
yeah,
it's kind of
before
just...
Anamanaguchi was...
Well, he was Gabe was
up.
friends with Anamanaguchi.
Yeah.
And Fighter X and a bunch of those other... So a lot of those people played on our stage here at one point or another, because this was just really, really early chiptune scene. So there's the line to get into Pink Gorilla during SRGE.
Cool.
Because we were having a concert
pipe shop
here.
that was next to us forever.
Yeah. Now it's a poke place. Here's us breaking a bunch of fire codes. Is that Paul? That's Paul!
Oh, busted! Got you, Paul.
I just noticed that. Yeah, so there was concerts and stuff happening here. And some shopping and browsing. You can sort of see what we were talking about earlier with the store being oriented differently. So this was the front counter. It was that way. So
it's basically a long, skinny hallway was the store before. And now it's 2 long, skinny hallways.
Yeah. So this is what I'm saying. This is when they ruined the stage. So this looks okay, but it used to just be black and it looked really nice, and now it's just kind of it super looks like a mess now because we've been walking on it for a decade. But
gotta repaint it.
Yeah. This is a chiptune artist that I forget, but you look at all of our NES games behind that. I mostly just wanted to show the upside down NES games on the wall.
Yeah, that looks sick. Hey, it's me!
There's little Cody!
Shut the fuck up.
There's little Cody!
Look at those arms, bro.
Yeah, little noodles. I love
Bro.
you, little noodle.
There's no arms there. Jesus.
This is PAX 2012.
Yeah, we'll put it in Discord. So yeah, as you can see there, here, let's take a break from browsing photos for a second. No, switch over to PAX 2012. So you'll see the 2013 Gamer Girl calendar. So we still have a couple of those.
This is what I walked right into when I got hired in 2012.
As soon as we walked in, here's what we got. So, Kelsey, are you in this?
I am not in this.
Okay. So we have the Gamer Girls 2013 calendar. Pink Girl used to be a lot more sexy back then. Between the thongs and the Gamer Girl calendar.
It's not. No.
Real Gamer Girls with fashion to play. It was a really cool idea, actually. So they'd have a model who, would post. Well, I guess this girl, she's not really cosplaying
doing
as anything. She's cool.
She's just holding an NES controller.
So each month.
It's not her fault. I'm just saying it's not a very interesting photo shoot.
each month, it's cool. Each month you would have a special code to get a discount in the store or something. So this one was so it gave you an actual cheat code.
Yeah.
Just fun fact. And then what was it?
This
month's coupon code, Famicom. Mention this code in the store to buy 2 get 1 free on all NES games. That's pretty good. So yeah, we had a bunch of that stuff. I don't know who she is.
She was Gabe's friend, I think. Almost all these girls were Gabe's
who
friends.
is she cosplaying as?
Oh, Nurse Joy, I think, right?
Oh yeah, good point. Yeah. Well, anyway, I thought it was pretty cool. That's really cool.
Yeah.
That girl, whoever, Bethany. But yeah.
So they would have little facts about these girls, like favorite retro game, favorite video game hero, favorite game genre, whatever. This is Raven. This was Pablo's girlfriend at the time. This was, I think, Gabe's girlfriend at the time.
Gabe had a lot of girlfriends.
I know.
He was a very popular guy.
Yeah.
That girl, too, I think.
Yeah, maybe.
Anyway. Make a mail calendar. Yeah, we've always
that
talked
was
about
what I
the
told
stud muffins of PG.
And Cody and Gabe were really on board, and I was really trying to get it to happen. Okay, no, funny story about this girl. She is actually just a random model. She is not a gamer girl.
Oh.
She was just a random model because they could only find like 10 or 11 people. So a couple of these people are not actual
very many
gamer
girls out there, apparently. Her too, I think. If I remember
Really?
right.
I mean, that's a cosplay from a pretty specific
Oh,
game.
sorry. What I meant to say was rather that we didn't know who she was.
Oh,
she
I
just
see.
was some person.
Okay. So this was former store manager Leslie, wearing
Bubble
some
Bobble.
bubbles.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Kelsey's breaking the illusion. Yeah, stop it.
Sorry.
Her too, I think. She was like, hey, look, Picky.
Yeah, I think he's in all of them actually,
And
or
then,
most of them.
oh, her. That was Brianna. That was the one. She was the one who
She was the one that got
let
fired?
go pretty quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's Gamer Girl calendar.
Something I'm not proud of.
Why not? It's I don't know. It's
I think it's just tacky. It's not like offensive or anything. It's just tacky.
whatever. I think it's cool.
She's my favorite store manager. There's some other photos from the photo shoot. See you next year. We never made another one. But they were like, want to be in our next Gamer Girls calendar? And I was vaguely asked to be in it, but it really was just never gonna happen. So this didn't sell very well. I think people were.
I thought it sold pretty well.
We had a lot of them left over. We started discounting them pretty heavily into 2013.
Okay. All right. Where were we? What else we got here? John Randall there.
Yeah,
Hey.
there's Cop John and Pablo right there.
Yeah.
There's
What
Pablo.
else? Pablo again. Pablo's gonna call in any minute now.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty blurry, isn't it? What else do we got here? Same photos? Am I
You're
tripping?
going backwards.
No,
Yeah.
no. Oh, I am
You
going
literally
backwards.
are going
Shut up,
backwards.
you're going backwards.
Okay.
Oh, is that
Alright.
Kelsey?
Wait, go back. You skipped you. This is when Cody was repairing things. For
Yeah,
the
yeah.
store.
So we opened up. Everyone's asked me about repairing consoles, and I would say it's probably the most stressful time of my entire life. So here we are. The Pink Gorilla repair service. It was called Monkey Wrench Repair. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I was repairing shit for 3 stores by myself.
And boy, we overloaded that guy quick.
Yeah,
And constantly,
that was
forever.
a crazy amount of work. Like it was instantaneously like months backed up. Like
Yeah,
day one.
It was bad. And you guys know Cody gets
You know how much I
frustrated
work.
and overwhelmed and
Okay. That's the way you're gonna go with it?
Well, I just
Is
mean,
you
like-
know I get frustrated? Well, I would say rather,
Well,
is
yeah,
you
you
know
were-
how much I work,
yes,
and
you
we
work
were
your-
still backed up
Yes.
and never caught up.
But the point was, you would like scream at us if I was like, "Oh, a customer asked about," it, and you'd be like, "Shut the fuck up!"
Yeah, because it was non-stop, just like I've mentioned
I
this
was
100
new, I
times
didn't
on the
know.
stream. Like I swear to God, someone would drop off their item and be like, "Hey, I don't care, dude. You get this to me next century. I'm fine with it. I'll be chill." And then the next day,
Yeah.
I'm getting a call like, it's really fucking ridiculous that I dropped this off 12 minutes ago, and I've got no update about it. Like, I thought you guys were professionals. That's the kind of shit I would deal with every single day.
Yeah, it was a bad idea.
Now I have a new version of that now. I'll get
Where's
like...
my invoice?
No, not just
Oh.
the invoices. I'll get like, Kelly or Pebbles or something. They'll be like, oh, someone said they were really upset that they thought they should have got a dibs first. And I'm like...
Just yeah. At least I know not to fucking do that.
I hear it
I
all
just,
day. It's
just
cool.
deal with it. This is me. This is the midnight launch for Call of Duty Ghosts. So
I was there with you.
yeah, you sure were. This was one of the first consoles I painted for Pink Gorilla. I
The
drew
great
our little.
Teletubby War. I know. Look at this. Hold on. We have a memorial now.
Oh, we have a Teletubby memorial.
We do, yeah. Well, you keep going.
Okay,
I'll catch up.
alright. I painted this. I think it's still in the front window, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it looks like
Um,
shit now, though. Cause it's
thanks.
Just... No, 'cause
No, I
it's-
know.
It's
Yeah,
faded.
it's
Yeah,
faded.
You did good.
Here's bald Cody. He's not bald, but he had like a shaved pretty
I
close
shaved my
head.
head with Pablo in solidarity because he shaved his head and it was a mistake.
Is that why?
He did it and he wasn't happy with it, so I did it.
Yeah, neither of you looked good with that. What's wrong with
You
you?
were just being...
You were like, wow, that looks terrible. I should do that too.
This is what bros do, bruh. You wouldn't understand.
I guess not. I'm so sad about this. I was a participant in this. You guys remember in 2013, the Harlem Shake? By the way, that was 7 years ago.
This.
No, Gabe did.
Nuh-uh.
Okay.
You want to bet, motherfucker?
I guess not. Could have sworn Gabe did. Yeah, so we did a Harlem Shake at the booth, and don't say cringe, because it wasn't in 2013. It was very fucking cool in 2013. It was not cringe. But, yeah, we did a really cool Harlem Shake, and the YouTube video is, erased from everything, so, yeah.
All the corporations were doing it. Pepsi?
Yeah.
Coke.
Yeah. This was my first convention, guys.
Oh, wow, memorable.
That was me. I used to actually, like, try and dress up during, conventions. Because I was told I was supposed to. You know, they were like, you can wear whatever, but, like, you should come and cosplay if you can. I think this was Gabe. I think he just...
No,
Gabe,
we
Gabe,
still
like,
have that policy.
I know, but Gabe specifically, like, encouraged it, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
And I think it was just Gabe, like, trying to hit on me or something.
What?
He hit on everything! I'm not taking that as a compliment or anything. That's just how he was. It's fine. It's Gabe. There's Keith again. Keith Courage. This is me and Leslie. Leslie did not like me at all. So this was the year of Emerald City Comic Con where they forced us into this, like, gaming area, and no one fucking came by because it was off the beaten path. It was terrible.
It's terrible.
So, it was a slow year. This is Cody and I at PAX 2013.
Hey, that was the first time we hung out.
Yeah, this was literally the first time Cody and I actually hung out, and we like, were like, oh, you're actually cool. Because I don't know, we were fine, but we just, if I saw I was working with Cody, it was just like, alright. Booth at 2013, there's Jeff down there, Hawaii.
I look fucking fit, dude. What happened to me?
You look skinny. You still have that shirt.
I know.
It's our booth at PAX 2013.
That's a cool photo.
Yeah, also the booth at PAX 2013. There's
Whoa!
me.
I forgot you had that.
Yeah.
What?
I used to cosplay. It was encouraged. I didn't do, like, good cosplays, but, like, it was encouraged.
You're the Ed.
Yeah, I'm the Ed, exactly. Here's Cody setting up the Pink Gorilla Bellevue store in 2013. Yeah.